folks who have historic photographs where streets don't exist anymore, buildings don't exist anymore. Sometimes it's in the middle of nowhere, sometimes it's in something that's totally different now. So that was also very interesting to see as well. And so I wanted to just kind of give a quick snapshot of what that looks like, but I'm going to actually go live on here. Refresh it. And just real quick, as I mentioned, in 2014 we launched this Live History Pin. And one of the things in terms of digital partnerships and community engagement that we learned is you can't just do it online. Especially when you're trying to reach very broad, diverse audiences based on age, access to the internet, ability to use technology, right? We were in Stockton one year and we had it with a kindergarten student, an elementary school teacher did an assignment with her kindergarten class and had them go and ask an elder in their family for a photo that was important to them and hopefully associated with a place. So one kindergarten student went to a Catholic church in Stockton that has across the street. It used to be Chinatown, Little Manila, and it was destroyed. The grandma was holding the photos in the place where the church used to be, where today her wedding day. Right? So it's an interactive where the kindergarten student probably knows how to use a tablet really well and take photos and just populate the information like on their sleep while they're watching YouTube. While the elder is able to share the story and share the material. Right? So that's how we're talking about digital partnerships, placing it online, and then also how do you do the engagement one-on-one in person. So that's what we learned in our preliminary stages of why that is important. I have a quick just overview of what were some of the successes and challenges and lessons learned. We traveled across the country. We actually are kicking off this year more in-person workshops. So if there's a workshop you would love for me to come do, let me know. We have some generous funding from Union Bank on the West Coast to do these in-person workshops. Union Bank was really impressed about how we did engagement both in person and online. So they gave us money to do more of these workshops. As we're working on kicking off the second stage, it was also really hard. One of the challenges is that API HIP is all volunteer-based organization. That's a national organization, so we are stretched thin. So this is kind of something that sometimes it's dormant because we have other things happening, but it's consistent for us. We can kick off celebrations like May being APA Heritage Month, October being Filipino American History Month, that kind of stuff. We can do that and actually have interns or volunteers do those speeches. To us, it's not about the number of pins. It's really about the content and the engagement. Particularly if you find photographs like this one, for instance, if someone is like, I don't know where this is, I don't know who this is, we can do a call out, a call to identify, and a call to interact. That way, to hopefully get folks thinking about what are these photographs and why are they important in telling our story. I would just pin one, which I was thinking about Easter egg for you guys, which I don't know if it approved it yet. So, but I was going to let's do Washington, D.C. I'm just going to do a short one. I was going to do, yeah, so if you look, I just pinned this morning, it's on my friend in the corner. So it's not about just happened, 150 years ago, but we can be very meta. Celebrating the 150th. So what you see here is, this is the caption that you include. This is the description. So what I did is I pulled this from, I think, the actual invitation many of us got on the email from Judy Chu's office inviting, right? And so you see that. You see the date it happened and the location. If it had happened outside, you could actually place the photo like line it up to the Google Map Street View. Since we were outside, you couldn't do that. But that is something that is an option. And so I just have it as Creative Commons, so folks can grab it. I don't mind. But you do have the option to copyright it, right? And you do have the option, I think one of the lessons learned as well is folks are like, I don't want to give you my high-res documentary, right? Rather, what I can do, what we say is just like, do the thumbnail. Do the thumbnail and link it back to your original so you get the rights to it, right? So people are very much afraid, and rightly so, about ownership and who has access to our materials. From if you're an archive, if you're a researcher. And some things require payment, so you can do a thumbnail and say, for high resolution for the actual data, you have, go to this, you can link in the description where to go to pay to get access for the high res, get permission and things of that nature. And anything that's contributed, we actually don't own it, and History Pin doesn't own it. It's still, and if you grab it from somewhere else, please cite it. Right? Like if you found a cool photograph from the archives, from the National Archives, just link it back to them and do it properly that way. That way, that's another way of engagement and partnership, is building trust digitally. People are going, whose is this? So you have to contribute it responsibly. And so what's great here is also comments and stories from our members. If Ted here wanted to share his story, you're on History Pin here in June on our East Side Main Street project. So if Ted wanted to log in and put comments or like copy and paste his written remarks, he could do that, right? Or if someone had video of it, they could also pin it to this exact location. For those who remember card catalogs, History Pin is a digital card catalog. So for the Library of Congress, if you clicked on the actual Library of Congress, you would see this along with everything else associated with this address, right? For those who don't know what card catalogs are, it's just a lot of stories geolocated to a location. I think that's the right way to interpret that. But, so that's what's cool, is you can see it, and you can do, like Ted could do his own photographs. Anyone else who was at the event with their own photographs, if there was a group photo taken yesterday, if someone wanted to log in and include our group photo, and if they didn't know everyone in the photo, then we could do a call out, like, who's in this photo? And you could say, I'm like person 3 on row 1, right? And so that's what's great, is there's even just a simple like interaction in that way. We put it on Facebook, we put it on Twitter, and that way we are going across generations, those who feel comfortable on social media. And so, those are the ways we can interact. We're still learning to, and I think one of the other challenges is technology is changing all the time. And so, but what's great is this platform, since it's like a digital library, we don't use hashtags, we use search words, so we don't really use trendy words. We use something that's like Asian American, Chinese American railroads, right? So that way it is universal. Anyone who's just looking for anything like in the railroads, they would find this, right? And so it's us being responsive to the changes in technology, but really simplifying it so that it doesn't become outdated. One of the challenges was here, Ali was like, I can't find your website. It's because when we first launched, it was historybit.com, and it was totally a different URL. Many people in 2014 who are our partners had the old link, and no one refreshes their links, right? We didn't refresh our links forever, and I have students going, you can't find the page, you can't find the page. It's because it switched to historypin.org, a whole different URL. And so the easiest way we learned is just tell people to search on Google History Pin East at Main Street, because the URLs are constantly changing. So it's just needing to have that relevancy online and in person, and understand there is a balance. Depends on who you're interacting with in the audience, online, And also for us to even have our board members who are from retired to college students contribute and like give us feedback all the time about what's working and what's not working. And so that way, you know, we can be responsive and continue this in the long term, which is really hard to do thinking about digital sustainability in these platforms. And so I welcome you to log in, pin, and you know, once we get into Q&A, you can ask me more questions. Thank you.